Tuesday, the 23rd. Balmy out there. Means we don't have to salt. Yay! Good morning, it's Barbara. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My thing, Gizmo said it was raining out there, but Pearl just walked in the door and she's not wet. All right, so I have, I decided I wanted cream in my coffee, and Dennis used up all the easily available cream to make whipped cream last night. So guess what? I have cream in my coffee. It's like a special treat. I put a little chocolate in that and it would be like mocha. I do have, I put my sweater on and messed up my hair. I do have chocolate syrup. Oh well, shouldn't get too carried away here. How are you? I slept a little bit last night, not super long, but while I was sleeping well, and that's nice. That's so weird. It's not the same. Feels like it should ultimately be like the same when you have it, but it's not. It tastes good though. So I slept a little while last night and it was a good sleep. I had a weird dream, but that's par for the course. So we ended up getting 5 inches yesterday and had to shovel. I'm feeling it in my tummy muscles. They never did get the snowblower out next door, so I don't know. Gary's not there or something, but anyway, our driveway is clear, but their driveway is long. We did down by the road, the joint part where we drive to, so Dennis did that part and he cleared the mailboxes, so he did sort of the community stuff too, so that's good. So that's all was our main activity yesterday, was shoveling. We ended up postponing our musical night to tonight, so guess what I'm doing? I'm tired of telling you. And we have to go over and shovel his mother's parking space out so that Kim can come today. So that should be fun. So today will be our musical evening with Tosca. And that should be fun. I think Dennis's mother's getting really tired of being by herself. feeling a little housebound there. I mean, for a couple of days she couldn't even walk outside because there was an inch of ice on her sidewalk. Dennis tried to chip it off and couldn't. He had to salt it up and everything. And he got her car out, but she isn't driving anywhere, so we'll go over and make sure that she's all cleared out. And go get her mail. Help her get her mail. Her mailbox is down the road. I want to show you something. These are Dennis's lime trees. Remember his lime trees from last summer? He's got a blossom or two on that one. And he's got all kinds of buds on this one. Oh dear. I wonder if he can get a Q-tip out and see if he can get these pollinated. That would be cool. They're sitting over here by me and I thought you might like to see them. So I don't have any news. I didn't have a great day yesterday. I felt blah. I did do some knitting. Worked on my sweater, and I read a book that I had read before. I started a book that well, I started reading a book that I had started the other day, and I read some more, and then I got to a part that I knew I wasn't gonna like, you know, the origin story of this 17-year-old criminal in, you know, some medieval fantasy world. And how his brother died and all that. And I didn't want to read that part, so I stopped reading it and I read something I already read before. That was that kind of an evening, you know. So anyway, yeah. Blah day. But, you know, we're going to have blah days. But we're having music tonight. Tosca. I don't know anything about Tosca. I don't even know the story. Maybe I should look it up. Kim can tell me all about it at dinner. So I will be preparing, I will be helping clear Aura's parking spots, and then I will be cleaning up the house. I really do need these weekly visits to keep things kind of straight. Well, you can see. I mean, it's not like I live in, you know, normally, even after it's straightened up, it's hard to tell sometimes. But it does force me to at least clear the table once a week. Although I forget what we were eating, and Dennis said he wanted to sit at the table, and so I had to clear a spot for him. Well, he cleared a spot for himself. He said, I only need one spot if you don't want to eat. I'm like, I can make another spot. Anyway, so that's where we are. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to do a vlog this morning because there was a small truck doing something right at the end of our driveway with cones out, so people had to go around them, and I don't know, with a light flashing, I don't know what was going on. I thought, oh, the dogs are going to go crazy. They're going to be outside and see that truck, and then they'll be running back and forth, barking their fool heads off. But by the time we got downstairs, they had already gone. So that was a lucky break. See, that's the level of news we're getting now. I think I don't even know what they were doing. Oh, well. Ooh, I'm yawning, I guess. Oh, I forgot to put earrings on. That's all right. So I'm going to get started on my day, start working on the table, which you're tired of hearing about, and I'm tired of saying. If we wouldn't keep postponing these days, I wouldn't have to keep saying it, because then I would just have to say it one day and then do it. But then, no, we don't do it on Friday. We don't do it on Monday. But I don't find out till the middle of the day, so I'm already telling you what I'm going to do, which I'm not. But I'm going to clear the table today. Even if something happens and we have to postpone our musical evening again, I'm going to still clear the table. I do have to figure out what I'm going to do with all this stuff. And, you know, I could start working on that part of it. So I will take my whipped cream coffee. Not bad. And go and edit this video. Not that I do much, because I don't. Oh, mark your calendars. March 20th, we will be having our March Zoom craft session on March 20th. Presumably at the same time. I don't, you know, until I hear differently from people saying, how about now, then I could come. We'll keep doing it when it best suits Valerie, and seems like could work transatlantically. And until I hear different, I guess we're just going to keep doing the same thing. So anyway, March 20th, mark your calendar. And Valerie will put a link to the meeting in the thread. We have a Zoom meeting thread that I have pinned to the top. It's pinned to the top of the Ravelry group discussions, so you can find it easily. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to tell you, I knew there was something I wanted to tell you. Isabel Kramer is having a sale on her patterns, 25% off. And I will look it up and put it down here. I think it's like, I don't remember what it is. I'll put it down here. It's something about the 7th anniversary of her designing or something like that. And it's good till the end of February. I'm just letting you know because I'm showing you Isabel Kramer sweaters all the time. And if you saw something you wanted, it's a good time to get it. And I will put, I follow her on Instagram. If you put her name in on Instagram, it comes, she'll show up on the search, although her handle is like ILAU something with some numbers, so it's, but anyway, you could find her. But I will look it up and put the code here. For 25% off her patterns till the end of February, in case you were interested in knowing that. Just wanted you to know. I bought a shawl and a sweater pattern yesterday. I can't remember the name of the shawl. That's very helpful. But it's a shawl that looks good on both sides. It's a 2-color lace shawl, which is interesting. But you hold the colors like together. It's not like a big swath of one color and then a swath of another color. The colors are very intertwined. It looks like an interesting pattern, and it looks good on both the front and the back, because you know me. And it's a big, big shawl. So it's not a little one skein shawl. So I have to do some lace weight searching in my stash. I do have some a deep teal, greeny teal colored cashmere that from Recycled Yarn Company. My friend Simona has a company. She has an Etsy store, Recycled Yarn Company, and she recycles cashmere. She finds cashmere sweaters in the Goodwill and thrift shops and places like that, and she takes them apart and she resells the yarn. And I have some of her yarn in a dark tealy color that I love. That I have a couple sweaters in that color. And I've had it for a long time, and I haven't done anything with it, because it's, when you buy the cashmere sweaters that are, they must make them with a quadruple zero needle, of course they're machine made, but the yarn is so fine. But I will, but I only have one color of that. I need to take a look in my stash and see what I have for lace weight. I don't have a lot of lace weight. I did buy a beautiful color. It's like a coppery, brassy coppery brown, but it's a really pretty lace, and I bought a lot of it at my first Maryland Sheep and Wool back in the day when I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I was just buying yarn like crazy. I mean, I've hardly used any of the yarn that I bought that first time at Maryland Sheep and Wool, because I just went crazy and bought the craziest stuff. But I bought a relatively large quantity of this lace, not for a big lace shawl. And I've never done anything with it. I wonder if that would go with my teal. I will have to put them together and see what I think, because that could be pretty dramatic. Although I love the colors that are in the pattern, which are kind of a light greeny blue and a light beige together. So it wasn't a dramatic thing. It was kind of elegant. It was pretty elegant looking. I'm not sure I'm going for elegant. I'll have to really think about it because I don't really want to buy any more yarn. I bought a lot of yarn lately, and I'm back in the olden days when I used to go on diets all the time, I always knew when I wasn't really serious about my diet when I didn't tell anybody I was going on a diet. Because if I didn't tell anybody, then, you know, because I need like outside pressure. And so, if I didn't, if I wasn't sitting there at lunch with my friends and my friends all know I'm supposed to be on a diet and there I am, then I'm not serious about my diet. So I'm hesitating to tell you because, then it becomes like real. I'm thinking about having a no-buy year, 2021, starting kind of now. I told you about that documentary, Adam Curtis documentary, The Century of the Self, which is really an excellent documentary on YouTube, 4 parts. But it really talks about how after World War II, they used the information. Sigmund Freud's nephew was in America, and he used Sigmund Freud's theories to start to propagandize the Americans. But propaganda had such a bad name after World War. Oh, this is after World War I. I apologize. I think it was after World War I. Yeah. Propaganda had such a bad name that he changed the name to public relations. So public relations and propaganda are the same thing. But anyway, they started using Freud's understanding of psychology in changing Americans from buying things because they need them to buying things because they want them. So it's really fascinating and it's kind of aggravating. And after I watched it again, which Dennis and I did very recently, I just sat here and realized, I have so much stuff. I don't need anything. And it makes me mad to think about how they get me to buy stuff. The whole capitalist society. So anyway, I'm thinking about having a no-buy year, which means for me, obviously I can buy food and I can buy, replace things that I need, that I use up, that kind of stuff. And I'll come up with some rules for myself or some ideas about how I want this to work. Because, we have a few gifts we buy, so I'll be able to buy gifts. But in general, I just won't just buy something. If I need something, I'll make it, or I'll do without. Or maybe I'll swap. If I get tired, if I want new yarn, maybe I'll just have a yarn swap with somebody. And then I'll get new yarn that I didn't, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm thinking about a no-buy year starting now, which is easy for me to say because I've just bought a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm thinking I'm starting a little too early because I did want to get some Payne's Gray watercolor paint. It's a color I don't have, believe it or not, after all those colors. But anyway, so I'm thinking about that. So I've been thinking about a lot of things. I'm working on stuff. Anyway, although maybe lockdown pandemic isn't the time to say no and you can't buy anything either. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea because I have been enjoying buying the yarn. But I just bought 3 sweaters quantities of yarn for myself since January 1st. I think that's enough. Although, it's not like I'm not knitting them because I am. I haven't got the 3rd one yet. But it's not like they're sitting around. But that's not the point. I have lots of beautiful yarn sitting around. But that's not the point either. The point either is I don't need anything. I have so much stuff. You know, and I'm trying to figure out how to clean out my guest rooms and anyway. I guess it was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all my watercolor stuff that made me go off on that. So the girls are playing out in the snow. Dennis and I will be playing in the snow at his mom's. And then we're having Tosca and Crab Imperial, and it should be delicious. So I am going to go prepare for that. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I hope you're doing well. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please. And stay safe.